Good day, chaps. So today's video is going to cover one of the weirder and, in my honest opinion, funnier vehicles made in World War II. An amphibious machine able to cross sea and land and rise from the surf to strike terror into the heart of the Hun as it crushes all beneath its mighty wheels. This is the Morris Gosling. The Gosling was a project by Morris Motors to develop an amphibious version of their land trolley, which was used to carry supplies of up to around 450 pounds or 240 kilos of goods, plus one crewman, in a manner not too dissimilar to the German Kettengrad, but with the added ability to be able to swim. The design of this diminutive little machine begins back in mid to late 1944, and appears to have been cooked up between Morris Motors, under Sir Miles Thomas, who was also working on the Tortoise project at the time, the Combined Operations Headquarters, and a certain Mr. Alec Isigonis. And if that name rings a bell, he's the same man that later went on to design the Mini Cooper in 1959. And it seems this chap has a particular passion for scaling things down, and even made a small Morris car in World War II that could easily be carried by two men, but transport four. The overall concept was found quite sound in theory. The Combined Ops Experimental Establishment were the chaps who were focusing on a wide variety of projects in World War II, but spent a lot of time developing or working on the amphibious assault doctrine, mostly notable in projects such as the duplex drive-on vehicles and the giant Mulberry Harbours, to ensure that other vehicles could be unloaded quickly once any beachhead had been secured in an invasion. However, they also realised that while large paddling tanks and so on are all very well and fine, you don't always need a hefty big American duck or transport to carry a very small load, particularly if you were trying to quietly get across a body of water or resupply troops whose location they would rather not make the Germans aware of. Hence the Gosling came to be. The project was kept under the radar while Morris built 6 prototypes, and these were tested at Blenheim Lake, north of Oxford, a site where several amphibious tests were carried out in secret during World War II. And the secrecy bit, one suspects, was to avoid the Ministry's supply as much as any Germans, as they had a tendency to try and disrupt or stop any project that they didn't naturally oversee. The little vehicle, originally just called the amphibious trolley, was renamed the Gosling, as they like to name things after waterfowl, such as the duckling trailers to be used with the American ducks and LVTs. Each Gosling had 4 wheels and a small 2-stroke Villiers air-cooled engine at the back, with the rear drive connected to a little propeller. The steering was done by the rear 2 wheels, which were close together and acted as a sort of rudder, with a water crossing speed of 3.5 knots. Once on land, the tiller consisted of a clutch and throttle, would hinge over and form a steering bar, which then could be used to control the Gosling on land, using the rear 2 wheels to steer the vehicle, and it was reported to work very well both in and out of water. The company itself had some difficulties in trying to get the vehicle implemented, and the difficulties were, in their words, met trying to get approval through the War Office's financial machinery, where it was passed from one department to the next department until somebody adopted it. The Ministry of Supply, when they did find out, uncharacteristically did not immediately move to terminate the project, as the Royal Signal showed a particular interest to carry heavy radio sets, while the Medical Corps felt it would make a very good motorised stretcher to carry wounded men over water obstacles without needing 2 or more men to do so. Some 6 Goslings are reported to have been made, although the number of 10 floats about online. However, India appears to have been interested and ordered 3,000 of them, but there appears to be no record if these were ever made or dispatched, although one can see where it might have been useful in Burma or similar places. Today, only one Gosling is known to have survived, and can be found in the North East Land, Sea and Air Museum in near mint condition. I thought I'd share this little one with you after finding a rare album in an archive with the Gosling along with several other unknown vehicles, both British and American, and will otherwise slowly get forgotten with time. Well, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this weird little vehicle, and until next time, toodle pip.